Hello, beautiful people. Welcome into the Daily Fix with your host, Ron Hughley. The Daily Fix every day right here at noon Central Standard Time. So come hang out with us. As you see there in the little box where he rightfully belongs, that's Steve Serta, who's along for the ride as well. First thing I want to say, hey, those of you listening on YouTube, we appreciate you. Those of you listening on Twitter as well, we appreciate you. Now, what I need you to do is go to Foolish Club Media on YouTube. We are the fastest slowing, growing digital show there is in the space. I promise you. But we need you to help us out. Tell a friend or 19 or 20 or it's unlimited. But go to Foolish Club Media right now. Like and subscribe. The Daily Fix is brought to you by Foolish Club Media. Not going to hold you long. Just want to hit a couple of things. I've had this on the last 2 episodes of the Daily Fix, and I will unveil what is underneath here. I told you yesterday that this week you will not get any coverage or see coverage quite like you will right here. I promise you that.
Hopefully you don't follow Ron on Twitter. Otherwise, you might have already seen the review.
You might have, but, whatever. You don't have to ruin it. But those of you may not. You may wonder what this is, but we'll look at that in a little bit. And I've seen a lot of bad baseball. And bad baseball is one of the reasons why I'm in this position. But, man, this may be the worst professional sports team I've ever seen in my life. We'll get to that. But tomorrow, we are on the eve of the game. And stay with us, all kind of coverage right here on Foolish Club Media, up and down the space where you can catch everything, getting ready for the Chiefs as they start their quest for the third straight. By the way, I want to throw this in, Steve. We got a new show coming up here a little bit later around 4 o'clock. New show, new partnership. So stay tuned for that on Foolish Club Media. I promise you, it will be something you will love, something very different and unique from Foolish Club Media. So stay tuned for that. But the Chiefs play the Ravens tomorrow. And I look up, and they're a 3-point favorite. Now, listen, I'm not a big gambler. The way that I remember lines working, Steve, is the home team gets 3 points for being at home. And so if that is still the way it works, they are basically saying that this is a pick'em between the Chiefs and the Ravens. And I just think that's disrespectful to the Chiefs. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I will be floored or blown away if the Ravens walk into Arrowhead and win the game. I think the Ravens are a good football team and should consider themselves a Super Bowl contender. But 3 damn points? Like last year, they walked in to the best team Lamar has ever had, with Patrick Mahomes having the worst team he has ever had. And they went on the road and won that thing. And now we talked about this on Show and BK. I think there's a strong argument that top to bottom, this is the best roster that Mahomes has ever had. Now, I know they lost Hollywood Brown, but still they have more weapons. They have to feel better about their offense. Their defense lost L'Jarius Sneed and Willie Gay, and I think those are big losses, but I still think they're a good defense with a better offense. And the Ravens, they've lost offensive linemen. They've lost Patrick Queen, Geno Stone. They've lost some guys. They gained Derrick Henry. We'll figure out that. But I think it's a bit disrespectful to basically have the Ravens and the Chiefs as a pickup when the Ravens just hasn't solved this puzzle ever since Lamar has been there. To me, this is at least a 5.5 point spread.
I think it's just because it's week 1 and the Chiefs lost last year to the Detroit Lions week 1. And until we see a sample size and them in actual live game action, it's really hard to predict things because week 1 is not a good gauge of what the season's going to be like. As we see it every year. Like teams look really good in week 1 and then teams adjust once they have film and things like that. I think it's just says a lot about how hard it is to call these things in the first week of the NFL season.
Steve, I'm going to ask you this question. Do you believe the Chiefs and the Ravens are on the same level as teams?
No.
So why would you have it as a pick'em game? That's the part that I'm going with. I think they're good. I don't think right now you would say they're on the same level of team right now.
But we're using last year's metrics as how we gauge what to expect on Thursday, and that's not an accurate way to do things.
Well, you don't just use last year. They're using some of last year and then the current team they have. And these are different teams, and I think the Chiefs have gotten better. And the Ravens, with their moves, you could say they may have gotten worse. I mean, so we'll see. I just think for the world champs, the reigning two-time defending champions at home, saying that they're a push them with anybody, basically just giving the 3 points because they're at home is ridiculous to me. Bit disrespectful. All right, I listen. The Chicago White Sox are 31-109. 31-109. I mean, listen, we've seen some bad baseball in our time in Kansas City, but this team here is absolutely horrific. I mean, and I want to show you this. And Steve, you don't even know anything about baseball that much or care to. But this right here
last night.
That's right. It was Bark at the Park, didn't you? You watched the Royals get their asses kicked. Yeah. But this team, again, 31-109. I don't think I've sat through a Royals season like this. And they've been horrible my whole life. But this one play sums up how awful the Chicago White Sox are.
The truth is, if you have great stuff, you can challenge over the white part of the plate a little bit more and let your stuff just play. If you don't, you better figure out.
Oh, no! Oh, my goodness. The White Sox have just gone full White Sox.
That's tough.
Come on, man. That guy, I think that guy's the concussion protocol. It's 3 dudes there. Call for the ball. Steve, this, honest to God, and I said it, man. I mean, there was some bad Royals teams. Some really bad Royals teams that had Mike Sweeney as their lone all-star or Jose Rosado as their lone all-star. Some bad teams when they tried to wear those black jerseys. They were bad. This, I don't know how you sit there and they still get fans. The Royals just played them not too long ago. They had 25,000 people in them stands in the week. How do you sit there and watch this? I can't think of. I don't. I mean, in North American sports, I'm trying to figure out since the Lions went like 0-16, this bad. They are so bad. I don't know how they are coming to the ballpark every day, playing like this. I got the hell with you. I got 8 seconds playing like this. They are terrible, man. Like, I mean, I feel sorry for – like, I wonder, have they reached past the stage of anger into where there's just like, come on, man, who cares? Let's just go in, let's play and just get blasted afterwards. I mean, it is. They're running into each other. 3 of them, 2 outs, just running into each other.
I think my friend told me over the weekend that the White Sox had a game where there was like 17 people there. like 17 total people in attendance.
They're getting more than that. That's Oakland A's territory. They're getting more than that. Dude, the Royals, they may be in the playoffs because of the White Sox. They're 12-1 against the White Sox this year. They played 13 times and lost once to the White Sox, man. They're just awful. All right. I wore this yesterday, and speaking of the Royals pissing me off, I made a little bet. The Royals came to Houston to play a 4-game series, and I looked at it, man. I looked at the matchups. The Royals have 2, I'd say, legit Cy Young candidates. And for you, sort of a Cy Young winner is the best pitcher in the league.
I know what that is.
Listen, I'm not going to just assume. I mean, I don't know. Like right now, if I ask you how many seconds on the pitch clock, do you know how many seconds you have?
15.
Yeah, 20. But I mean, like, so I mean, at least 20 when someone's on base. But I made a bet and I said, a little bet, like a little side bet me and a guy made. It's just like, hey, if our teams lose, he's an Astros fan, I'm a Royals fan. If either one of our teams gets swept for all 4 games, the loser has to dye their hair blonde. And look, man, Seth Lugo is one of the best pitchers in the American League. Cole Reagan, they're both Cy Young candidates. Brady Singer's been pitching pretty well. I'm like, They ain't going to get swept. I went to the game on Sunday when they dropped all three of them. The 8th inning has gone hell to a handbasket when Vinny Pasquantino got hurt and then the closer got hurt. And I go there in the last game, they just get their asses kicked. It's 7-2, and I get up and tell my wife and kids, let's go. And I will unveil this right here. And this is what it looks like. Oh, man. Look at this. I look like Wesley Snipes from Demolition Man. I think it looks
good.
Shut up.
Shut up,
Steve.
I think it looks good. It's a good look.
I need to go to the barbershop. I'm afraid to go to him. As you can see on this one side, Courtney has just put a thumbprint right there when she tried to rub it in, and you can just see that thumb. So I might have the barber have to clean that up. But I mean, yeah, man, this is what happens. You've been there before. You remember I lost a bet where I had to just shave my head on the air live, and I just took a personal razor and just shaved it right there on the. And it was a rough one, as bad as this is. But
I don't think it looks that bad. I think you can pull it off.
The damn Royals screwed me. They had a lead in game 1, 3-2 in the 8th inning, and sort of they have not won a game since. That was last Wednesday. They have not had a day off, and they've lost every game since that day. Since they've lost 7 straight games, Steve. At this point, they can't even win. It's just, and now I'm looking like this.
So great. They got to turn it around.
They got to turn it around. I need to turn this around. So there's the new look. I guess they say blondes have more fun. I've not experienced that yet, but we'll see. By the way, Mama's show, Mom, she is not happy. She is not happy. She prayed over it. She said, please don't do this to yourself. Just spray. I couldn't. I got to go all the way. Hi, Mom, said Courtney.